Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell and Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Andy Williams, formed part of the delegation on the Sister Isle Carriacou over the weekend. This forms part of consultations to determine the future of the Marketing and National Importing Board. Already, meetings were held in St. Andrews, St. Mark, Petite Martinique and Carriacou was the final stop. The Prime Minister explained what he deems the state of the MNIB since taking office. The PM says he hopes that following these consultations, they as a government will be guided in making informed decisions.
MNIB, as we found it, was not in a good place and to some extent has gone to a worse place. The institution is financially bankrupt and unable to pay its obligations as they fall due. So I'll give a brief overview of what I mean by that. The government has been called upon to pay the staff of the Marketing and National Importing Board for the months of November and December. And we are halfway into January, and we're also going to have to pay the staff salary for January because MNIB is unable to pay the staff. And that's just a basic commitment if you're an institution.
PM Mitchell painted a bleak picture of the MNIB's financial status, with debts incurred by the organization amounting to over $15 million. He highlights the need for proper restructuring.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg. It is unable to pay the farmers and the persons who supply goods to it. And it currently owes about $2.8 million to farmers and other suppliers who supply goods and services to MNIB. And that includes its landlords, who it's renting premises from, Grenlick, who it's using electricity from, and other persons. MNIB also actually owes the government about $7 million from prior loans that the government took over and paid, or is paying, from previous borrowings of the Marketing and National Importing Board.
The Prime Minister said there are a number of options being looked at, including government's intervention to ensure workers are paid.
Option one would have been to do nothing and to allow MNIB to close. And to that extent, we have already intervened because by paying the staff salaries for November and December, we've kept it open, and we are still likely to pay the salaries for January, so we are keeping it open at least by paying the staff. Government could still engage in an orderly shutdown of MNIB. By engaging with the banks to see how the government can take over the bank loan and pay the loan, by severing or terminating the staff and paying the staff their severance, and by negotiating with the farmers and others and paying them off and simply closing MNIB and not having it exist again. The other option is in fact to keep it as is in terms of keeping it as a statutory body, trying to strengthen the management because currently there is no manager, and pumping millions of dollars back into it again, which obviously would be used to help pay down the bank debt, continue paying the staff until it's in a position to do so, and continue paying farmers and others who are owed. So those are...
Christina John, GBN News.